Born with an extreme all-or-nothing mentality, keg-legged G-Spot Swirl, which was the nickname his high school friends playfully gave him, has become renowned worldwide for at times doing questionable things during his pro biking career, which has so far spanned 10 years. While oftentimes done with the best of intentions, such as gaining hella watts in his FTP, or having hella veins popping out of his legs, or perhaps having a Strava profile with columns of hours perfectly inclined, perfectly progressing every month. That looks super swag and dope for all of his loyal Strava followers. Many sins have been committed, many errors made. But as Lord Farquaad once said in one of his most famous quotes, as time passes, wisdom is acquired. And boy, has that happened to Mr. Kegag Swirbul. On New Year's Eve every year, Kegag takes to the forest, where he can be found spending the last day of the year in a deep meditation, contemplating his errors made in the past 365 days, racking his oxygen-deprived brain in search of answers. The answer why he has yet to dominate the Tour de France. I present to you, my loyal followers, ladies and gentlemen, the top 3 ways that Keegan Swirbul stupidly AF sabotaged his 2024 season. Racing as a professional full-time cyclist, guys, we're going to go through today 3 of my biggest errors, the lessons that I have learned from the past season. What am I going to do to take those lessons that I learned from making those mistakes and translate them to being a better cyclist in the 2025 season? Guys, we can learn, and we should be learning from every mistake that we make. And who better to preach about some dumb mistakes made than your boy Keg G-Spot Swirl? Right here, let's get into it, guys. Top 3 mistakes of the 2024 racing season. All right, guys, number 1. We've all heard the saying, intensity training is like eating too much spinach. Spinach, when eaten in the proper dose, can be absolutely mega healthy for our body. But if you eat an entire giant ass bag of spinach in one serving, you're gonna have the worst farts ever stinking up your entire crib, and you'll have horrible pains all night with all that air bludgeoning around your stomach, and you won't be able to sleep. We've all heard the saying, guys. This is an error that I've made not just last year, but many times in the past, guys. Intensity is extremely useful, but it has to be dosed properly. And like I always say, you'd way rather do way less intensity than do just a tiny bit too much. And this is a mistake that I made last year. So we have to think, guys, I am a rider who's doing a lot of racing. You know, I'm doing 50 days of racing a year. And a lot of times those races come in blocks of 5 days, where I'm doing a 5-day stage race. Mega intensity every day for 5 days straight. So I get a humongous dose of intensity in these stage races that I'm doing. For me, last year, I was doing a bunch of intensity in training, doing a bunch of intensity in these races, come back, do some more intensity, and I just got to a point where my body was feeling just fried, too flat, too much intensity, and it was not going well. Definitely the intensity is necessary. Everyone knows that. It is the path to make your engine fire at its maximum capacity. But what I'm going to do for next year, and the lesson here is, the intensity needs to be done, but once it is done, once the work is in those legs, I'm going to try and pass over to the next phase, which is kind of that maintenance phase, not push for more intensity. I realize that the way my body works is, yes, obviously I need that intensity. I need those hard yards. I need those hard intervals or those hard race days. But once it's in there, I don't need to do as much to maintain it. I need way less. That's where I'm going to go next year. Once I realize that I have that high level intensity and that high quality intensity, I'm going to go into that maintenance mode, switch over to the next phase of training, which in my case is going to be, circling back and doing another big block of aerobic work during that racing season because, I've already got the intensity in there. I don't need to keep pushing for more, because once I go over that limit, as I said in my past video, I'll leave that here if you guys want to watch it. It's called More is Not Always Better, which is the lesson here. The intensity is dangerous. Very useful, but at times very dangerous. Make sure that we're very intentional with our intensity session planning. Make sure that I'm using it sparingly and make sure that I'm actually using it when I need to. I'm going to try and be smart with my planning, and then hopefully my peak form will be able to be held longer and I'll have less of that stale overtraining sensation that we all do not want, guys. Lesson number 2, guys. So let's go back to the off season, the, November, December, January period of last year, the 2023 off season. Your boy Keegan let himself go. A bit too much junk food, a bit too much fun during the holiday season, a bit too many cookies, a bit too many lasagna plates, what have you, during that holiday period. And I entered the season a bit too heavy. I arrived mid-January at my training camp when we all kind of met together for the first time. The season's coming up. 2-3 weeks out from starting the big race blocks, very important race blocks, and I was a few kilos overweight, guys. Oh my God, panic mode. I'm 3 kilos overweight and I have to race in 3 weeks. Oh my God, what do we need to do? Big diet, big deficit, cutting calories majorly, training really hard because we've got a bunch of big high-level races, world tour riders, humongous level. We got to be in top shape. So I'm trying to train hard. I'm trying to cut a bunch of weight. Training hard and being in a big calorie deficit, cardinal sin, guys. Big no here. That is the recipe to just smash yourself to an oblivion and get zero gains, lose power, lose muscle, all bad things. Jack your cortisol, as I've said many times in these videos before. Big no, guys. So, lesson learned here. Treat your freaking body better in the off season. I want to be a healthy person, guys. Why? I need to get this out of my head, this whole idea that the only reason that I'm trying to eat healthy as a human is because I want to be light for biking. I'm going to try and generally be a healthier person. Eat healthy because I, Keegan Swirbul, regardless of the fact that I'm a climbing bike specialist, wants to be a healthy person. I'm going to try and take better care of myself, maintain my weight a bit better, eat a bit better through October, November, December, so that when I get to the season, I don't have 10 pounds to lose. I have a kilo max to lose. I can do that slowly, take my time, not give my body any crazy jarring changes. Again, our body likes this homeostasis. Our body does not want to lose weight. And when we do lose weight, we have to be extremely careful. Do it as slowly as we can. No massive deficits because, like I said, that puts our body into a state of alarm. It does not like that one bit. So, it's about trying to maintain a better weight, being more healthy throughout the entire year. Not only is that going to hopefully help me have just a better, more balanced nutrition throughout the entire year, which I'd imagine is going to help my recovery, help my training, help my sleep, help my general health, which is the number one most important thing for any athlete, being generally healthy. That is what I'm going to do, guys. Next year, no rapid weight loss cuts. Try and have my weight in a good place come tomorrow, which is the first day of the year. And it is. I'm in a good place already. I've done my work this off season. I haven't let myself go too much. I'm already in a good weight. Now I don't have to panic. I can focus on slowly chipping away those last couple of pounds and then hopefully not give my body any of these massive jarring shocks over the next month when I'm really kind of upping the ante preparing for my first races of the year. Number 3, guys. So I've always been someone who's extremely sensitive to any small changes with my bike fit. I'm the typical rider that if you put my saddle up or down 2 millimeters, a tiny amount, oh my God, I will be so smashed. My legs will be horrible. I'll feel horrible. Power's way down. I have muscle cramps, weird stuff. Whereas there are other riders that, you can put their saddle up a centimeter and they don't even realize. I am not that person. So what happened last year? I'm switching bikes. We're switching to our new race bikes. I had a couple bike fits. I didn't feel like it was in the perfect spot. I kept tweaking it around, moving it a week. Next week, moving it again a little bit. Ooh, didn't feel right. Moving it again. Over the course of 2 months, guys, I'd been moving it every goddamn week. And I never got to a place where my body was able to adapt to that position. So I'm tweaking my saddle. I'm feeling bad in the races because, I have weird muscle cramps. I go to the race bike and I just would feel poorly on the race bike, then come back to the training bike. Feels different. Just a big, big mess of problems, and ended up really, really costing me basically the first half of the season because I just couldn't figure out the bike position. Eventually got to a point where I was like, all right, God damn it, Keegan, try and get your bike position to a more or less good biomechanically sound position and do not touch it. And that's what I did. I got it to a place. It still felt a little bit weird, but I was like, God damn it, I am so fed up with this. And I didn't touch it for a good 3-4 weeks. Sure enough, what happened was my body eventually did get used to that position. And now I feel great on the bike in the same position that initially felt really strange to me. So, lesson learned here, get your bike fit dialed early. I'm going to try and have my bike fit completely sorted, have all those little kinks ironed out, and let my body adjust to the new bike. I literally yesterday just got my new bike completely fitted. It's a totally different brand bike than the one I was using last year. So obviously it's going to feel different. That's normal. It's par for the course. But what I'm going to do, get it to a good place and not going to touch it. I'm going to let my body do its thing. Our body is going to adjust to a new bike fit. It's just how we work. We are adaptable, thankfully. I do not want to be dealing with these problems come the race season, fiddling with my bike fit the day before starting a humongous big race where there's all these world tour riders. That is a big mistake that I made last year. Get that bike fit done, get it all squared out as early as you can. Give your body as much time possible before these races to adjust and adapt. And that alone is going to make a big difference for my performance in 2025. So yeah, guys, those are 3 among others, but I wanted to keep the list a bit shorter, keep it at 3 of the biggest lessons that I've learned this year. And like I say, I definitely am going to try and make some tweaks to my training, to my mentality, to my program, and hopefully not make these mistakes again next year. For sure, mistakes will be made next year, as they always are, but that for me is one of the most fun parts, trying to identify those mistakes, make the changes, and see if I can continue improving. I'm 29 years old. I should have a couple more solid years of improvement in my body, barring crazy incidents. So yeah, I'm really excited. Thank you guys, honestly, so much. It's the last day of the year. I've been doing this kind of new YouTube channel for less than 2 months, and I'm having so much fun. I really cannot even explain how happy it makes me to see when people are interacting with my videos, saying that they're having a good time watching, or if they see them beneficial for their own lives. It's unreal fun to me. I really truly thank you guys so much for being here and for watching and coming back, and I can't wait to try and make more stuff next year in 2025. So thank you so much, guys. If you enjoyed the video, as always, shoot me that like, give me that comment. Any suggestions, as always, extremely appreciated. I hope you guys have a really great 2025 and hopefully see you out on the road. Peace.